In this Hubnut video, sponsored by Lancaster Insurance, we really should crack on with some of the jobs this car needs for the MOT. So one of the jobs is to fix this bonnet, because this is less than ideal, I'd suggest. Off it comes. Oh, got it caught on the corner. There we go. And you'll note we've got a new battery. The only problem is I can't find the clamp, so I've had to go into town and buy one. So I think first job is going to have to be to fit that. Unfortunately, this bar is a fair bit longer than the battery, and I only need the first holes, and it just ends up sticking out and looking ridiculous. So I think this calls for death wheel. What could possibly go wrong? That's not bad, even if I do say so myself. I get a file, just clean it up a bit. Marvellous. Practically looks factory. No. There we go. That's not looking too shabby, I don't think, for something by my standards. Excellent. See if it fits now. There we go. Battery is nice and secure and connected in. Some slight shenanigans going on, because that's clearly not designed to go with that style battery clamp. But and I was also first off quite scared by how close this all gets to the metal bracket. But of course it's a plastic bodied car, so this isn't earthed, so it's quite safe. Look, it's just screwed on there. So that's not my idea of fun, I'll grant you. But yeah, it will be okay. I might run some tape across the top of that bar anyway, or maybe I'll try and clamp the battery more on that edge, but I don't think it'll get a very good grip there. But might give it a go, because that looks like a disaster waiting to happen. It means this whole bar is live 12 volts, which strikes me as not ideal. I've got the thermostat out on the Fox again. I'm going to drill a hole in the collar here, to try and help the air get out so it doesn't create an airlock, because of course once the thermostat's closed there's no possibility of air getting past it at all, and it'll mean a little bit of water will be able to get past, but it's not going to be that critical, not compared to what's going around the heater circuit and stuff like that. Some thermostats in the old days did have a little hole and a little jiggle pin to try and encourage the air out. I don't have a jiggle pin, so I'll just go for a hole, and this is an approach recommended by quite a lot of people. So yeah, the handy workbench is going to get another outing. There we go. I think that's probably slightly larger than I wanted for a hole, but being a ham-fisted engineer, I've broken all of my smaller drill bits. So let's try and have a think. Probably want a hole about there, I'd suggest. Well, it's been running for about half an hour now, and seems a bit happier. Temperature gauge is now much less alarming. Trying to find you. There you go. There's your view of it. So all the good. So now I need to work out why the indicator warning isn't working, because the indicators are working, but we're getting no warning. We've also got no warning on that. That should light up. I'll test the brake fluid, and that's not working. Heated rear window, no idea if that's working or not. Hazard lights still only work on one side, and again we got no warning there either by the look of it. And the fog light doesn't work, although the lights do. As does the voltmeter. It's where you want it to be. About 14 volts is ideal. I still haven't got an oil pressure gauge connected up. But yeah, progress. Maybe I've finally cured the cooling issues. Certainly, if I put my hand against the radiator, it soon warms up because you're blocking the airflow. Yeah, I think that's now working much better. So I'll park her up and have some lunch. Right, it's yet more days later. I must apologise. I'm badly slipping behind with this one. There is so much else going on in life generally and with my cars at the moment. But I've even been having such dark thoughts as thinking that I might own too many cars. But one of them's gone. The Mazda is gone. So that's one less to worry about. And I need to try and crack on. And it's now getting to the stage, it's just lots of little frustrating jobs. I may not record everything because I think I just need to crack on, frankly. One of the jobs is fitting a new choke cable. And I have this one, which has some quality, there we go, quality paintwork on it. That looks like I've painted it. But not to worry, it's also the longest cable I've ever seen. So I'm assuming, because it's just a simple unended cable, if I try and catch the other end, it's like trying to catch a snake, I can just trim it to length. There's nothing fancy going on. I've bought at great expense from the internet a couple of these little clips because I didn't have anything that was going to work, so the cable will go into that. What I'm not sure of is surely something must hold the cable like the throttle cable is being held there. You think something must hold the cable here. I don't understand how any of that is going to work. I mean, this is clearly a non-factory bracket that someone's attached. Ignore all the wiring. That was my temporary choke fix, but I'll take that out of the way now. But now I've got, well, when I did have the air filter on, this becomes very hard to access. So that's not good. So yeah, job for today is get the choke cable fitted. I am also losing water, which concerns me slightly. I have seen a bit of seepage around this hose, so I might be well advised to replace that hose entirely. I'm not sure where else it could be leaking from. I can't see any drops anywhere. The radiator itself seems pretty dry. Or maybe, oh no, that's just leaf litter down there. So I hope you saw that, because I've just realised I've got the camera in selfie mode, so I couldn't see what I was filming at all there. Ever the professional. Right, I've had enough of trying to make the choke work with none of the correct parts, so I'm on to windscreen instead. I've removed the sealing strip from here. I've got rid of this bit of silicone that was trying to fill this horrendous gap there. I mean, you should always have a gap, but I would say that's a bit too much gap. And now it's the fun of trying to get the windscreen out. Not really sure I'm going to start doing that. I think pushing on one of the corners, maybe not the broken corner. We'll try and lose this corner first, because that's where the there's a bit of strength in the glass there. So see if that works. Oh, that's nice. The audio has apparently vanished on this clip. I'd started cutting the seal because the seal's rubbish and rock hard, and was chopping that away with great success. While outside was lively, I think is the word. We certainly had some rain, and the driveway was trying very hard to wash itself away. So always good to remove a windscreen when the weather is like this. I mean, even by Welsh standards, that's wet. Poor soggy cars. But yeah, here I am chopping away. Let's carry on. I wonder what I said at the time. We'll never know. Almost there. Oh, there we go. Almost got you. The windscreen is free, which means I should be able to remove it without it breaking too much, hopefully. No idea how I'm going to fit the new one, but no rush. Oh, will you stop it now? There we go. The windscreen is free. Would anyone like a Reliant Fox windscreen? It does have some damage. Quite good, these laminated screens. Another problem we have, which is kind of revealed by this, just remove the old seal remnants. Oh, that's absolutely rock hard. And there goes the tax disc as well. Yeah, you can kind of see the original colour again here, but the paint is dreadful. If I'm going to repaint this car, doesn't it make sense to do some of this paintwork? I mean, the paint is flaking off before putting a windscreen in it, which means this has just become a rather scary job. By the way, I'm afraid that's oh, we got no focusy. Focus free. What the hell's going on, phone? Woohoo! Ah, there we go. By the way, hub nut air fresheners were almost a thing. I got a couple of prototypes made up. We aren't proceeding for the time being. Maybe I'll reinvent the wheel and get those into production at some point. There's always so much to do. But yeah, now I've got a windscreenless Fox. What do I do now? And that's where I'm going to leave it for this one. I was hoping for more progress, but yeah, we're just not there. There's still an awful lot to do, but we're still over a month from Bromley Pageant, which is the main deadline, so we're definitely getting closer. Need to do a bit of fault finding. I need to get the choke cable working properly, and yeah, new windscreen probably a good idea. And I may have to do something about paint, because I'm going to have to do something with these rough edges, I think, unless I just leave it looking scruffy. But then when I do want to address the paintwork, I'm going to wish I hadn't just fitted a windscreen. So yeah, I've got some thinking to do. But at least she'll ventilate quite nicely with no windscreen. And I'm sure I'll be daft enough to take her for a drive up the driveway with no windscreen anyway. So yeah, thank you for watching. Hopefully there'll be more progress next time. Thank you for your support. Don't forget we've got the Patreon page, patreon.com/hubnut. We've got all the merchandise, things like mugs. This one seems to be turning into a place to store wires for some reason. They can also be used for tea, and I hear you can use them for coffee as well. Sounds a bit radical to me. But yeah, hubnut.org for all the goodies. But yeah, I shall say thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you have not already. Click the bell once you have hit subscribe, and we'll all be good to go. And I shall see you in a future video. Farewell.